Hello, my name is Anthony Horvath. I'm going to be reviewing the movie Halloween Ends. I know there's been a lot of talk about a few things that happened in the movie and the ending as well, of course. And there's been a lot of ranting and raving about certain things, and I have uh, things that I'd like to say as well on about those things. And uh, so first of all, I want to say that this is going to be this was the last Halloween movie that John Carpenter uh, was going to be a part of. He's done with the Halloween franchise now, and so is Jamie Lee Curtis. She won't ever be coming back as Laurie Strode in another Michael Myers movie, a Halloween movie. They're done with the Halloween franchise. So about this movie, it's the third and final installment in what some people call now the trilogy from 2018. David Gordon Green, uh, his Halloween movies from 2018, and then Kills and now Ends. So 2018 being 4 years after the original Halloween, 1978. So yeah, and there's a lot that you could really talk about, and there's a lot of controversy going on over a lot of things, but I don't really want to go into too much detail about this movie. In fact, I did not really like this movie. I thought it my now this is my uh, personal view on the movie of what I think of it. I really didn't like it that much. I thought it was going to be better. A lot of people. So now this is what the concept I'm talking about. A lot of people waited a long time for this movie to come out, and uh, we were all waiting for what we seen in the trailers, and they gave us that, but towards the end of the movie, the concept of the final reckoning, the final battle between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers, between the concept of even good and evil, and everyone expected a lot more. I expected a lot more. I really actually I didn't expect too much. I knew everyone knew that it wasn't going to be uh, as brutal, and that many kill scenes, and all that uh, brutal stuff, and that gore. We all knew that it wasn't going to be like Halloween Kills, but uh, yeah, this movie was really just it was really focused on uh, a story, the story of the movie, and just finishing the story you know from the last movie, from Halloween Kills, and wrapping everything up, and you know So I think I don't think that I'm not going to say that it was a bad movie. You know, it was a good movie as a horror movie, as a thriller. You know, in general, of course, but Halloween fans and Mike Myers fans, we people like myself, we didn't get to see and really experience what we wanted to see and experience. So that's why a lot of people like myself are a little bit disappointed, and a lot of Mike Myers fans and Halloween fans like myself, see, we're disappointed because obviously Michael Myers didn't have that much screen time in the movie, and but we horror fans in general, they got to see what they wanted to see, killing and stuff like that. But even though Michael Myers only killed, you know, my what I'm trying to say, what I want to say is that even though well, I think it is disappointing we didn't get enough that much of screen time of Michael Myers in the movie. We the last film was brutal, and we saw a lot of him killing. So it's not that big of a deal in this movie that we only seen him kill. It was two people, and so about that, that's not really that big of a deal because this movie was more about story, and it's more about wrapping up what happened from the 2018 film and the last film, and it's about that. And we get a new story now that I kind of liked, about the boy Corey. um, I thought it was okay. They definitely gave us something new in the Halloween franchise, and I guess some people maybe enjoyed it and liked the idea of this new killer in a Halloween film, a Halloween Mike Myers film. I didn't. No one expected that. I didn't think they would do something like that. No, well, we knew actually that there was possibly going to be a copycat killer of Michael Myers, and that's not really what it was. That's not really what it was. And so about the boy, one thing I wanted to touch on. Now, this was about the lore of Michael Myers, of his soup. Apologize for cutting the video so much like that. Something with my camera on my phone. So I was talking about the lore of Michael Myers, about his abilities and stuff like that, and I talked a lot about that in my last review of Halloween Kills. The review on that, and there's really not much to say in this film besides, I think there isn't. It's a topic that a lot of people love to explore and love to talk about, but the main thing was in this movie, the lore that they added to him was something that we never seen before. Is when he touched the boy Corey, who just so happened to go into the cave, and Mike Myers had his hands around his hand on his throat, and he looked into his eyes, and Corey looked into Michael Myers' eyes, and Mike Myers basically saw that he was on an evil path, on a dark path, and he had it in him to be evil, and so that's all that was. He wasn't evil at the time, or who's to say that he always was evil, like what Laurie Strode said in the part that she was talking about him, and she said that he could have that evil in Corey could have been there all along, but we don't know that, but Michael saw that he was on a dark path, and that's why he didn't kill him. I guess he saw evil in him, and that's why he didn't kill him. So besides all that, we get into the ending of the film, and Mike Myers, as we've seen, was weak in the cave because of what happened in the last film. I understand that he was weak and he was recovering, and maybe 4 years wasn't enough for him to recover. But another thing is, he's old, so he didn't regain that much of his strength because of how old he is, just because of his age. And a lot of people think that that was corny, that was stupid, and I agree with that. What I really think was the most corniest thing in the movie and the stupidest thing was, and a lot of people have been talking about it already. The one scene where Corey runs in the cave and just starts wrestling with him and takes him down to the ground, takes his mask off, and just runs away with his mask. And I already heard two people say the same exact thing. And when you think about it, that was very stupid. That was crazy. We understand he's old. We understand he's still recovering, and he's not going to recover as much as he would when he was young, because he's old, his age and stuff. But it was almost the same thing. The scene, just a director's point of view. A young kid just going in there and manhandling Michael Myers. Wrestling with him. What was up with that? What was that all about? But it's what it is, really. But what could you do? So what I compare that scene to, and I heard two people say it already, that was like wrestling with your dad over, like a young kid wrestling with his dad over, I'm gonna take the car out tonight, and you take the keys, and young kid takes the keys and runs out of the house, and that's what it was like. And I don't know. I mean, there is not really much more I could say about that scene besides it was very corny, very stupid. But that's what they did. So, getting into the ending now. It wasn't the ending that anyone really expected. We did. Was it good? Okay, so yeah. So no one knew how he was going to be killed, how he was going to be killed, obviously, but no one really expecting no one was really expecting, and no one expected an ending like that. You know, it wasn't like it's not like an ending that like no one certainly expected at all. Like maybe like for uh, Jamie to die and him to die and Allison as well. You know, like something out of the blue. It wasn't like that, but it was something that well we feel a lot of people feel that you know that the ending should have been more important and I was so I think yeah I think the ending of the film was supposed to be more important than it was and you know you would have expected that and it didn't really seem like it seemed like they they the final battle between him and Laurie, and then the way he went out, Michael Myers, it should have it could have been longer. The ending there could have been more stuff. It could have been more of a battle to take him out, and you know because like she took him out, uh, you know, in a very short amount of time. But that's what it was. That's how it ended. And really, the only way that you could kill Michael Myers is if you know decapitate him, cut his head off. And I always figure that, and that is true. So either that or you know burn him to death or something. But you know they chose to go the route that they did, and it wasn't really that bad. I you know his death scene, how he died. It wasn't you know a lot of people wanted more to it, but it is what it is. You know they killed him, and you know it's over. You know that's the end. He's definitely dead. So, but I think the ending of the movie was supposed to be really important in this film, for it being the last film in the trilogy, and it was supposed to be the final battle between him and Laurie, and you know there was a lot of stuff that I would have done differently. A lot of people would have done differently if they were the ones writing and you know directing it and stuff. You know because it all happened so fast in such a short amount of time, and I think really a lot of people just wanted more out of the ending. It was supposed it should have been longer, I think, and you know the final battle between them and all that. But we 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 got what you know what they gave us, and that's you know that's it is what it is. That's what it was. So yeah, I mean, if I could rate this film, uh, I wouldn't give it too high of a rating. I really didn't care too much for it. Out of this trilogy from the 2018 movie, then Halloween Kills, and now this one. It was this one was definitely the worst one, and like I said, it could have been a lot better. They could have done things a lot differently. I would have, and but you know, it was the ending of this trilogy, David Gordon Green's trilogy, and Blumhouse, and uh, their Halloween films. And that's the ending that they gave us. A lot of people would have made it differently. I would have done a lot differently, and a lot of other people would have too. And but it is what it is. So it was the end of the from the beginning of the story from 2018, and the end of the story in the last film. So yeah, and I would probably rate this movie, like, I don't know, like 4 stars maybe. Four, a solid four definitely. Um, but that's really about it. I really have nothing else to say about Halloween Ends, about this movie. I didn't, like I said, I really didn't care for it that much. It was by far the worst movie from this trilogy that these people gave us. David Gordon Green as the director, Blumhouse, Jason Blum, and the people that wrote it, Danny McBride, and I forgot the other guy's name, and David Gordon Green, and yeah, and, the other two films in this trilogy were way better. I don't know what they did with Michael in this movie. I understand it, but I don't know why they chose to go the route that they did, and there was a lot of stuff that I didn't like that they did with just Michael Myers in general. But besides all of that, it is what it is, and it was the end of this trilogy, and starting from from 40 years ago as well, because 2018 is obviously the 2018 movie is obviously 40 years later from the original movie, 1978. So yeah, it was a good horror film in general, but not by far, definitely not one of the best Halloween movies from the Halloween franchise. It was definitely on the list of one of the worst. And that's all I have to say about how Halloween Ends. 2022. Halloween Ends. Okay. Thank you very much for watching, and remember to watch my last two reviews on 2018 Halloween, and 2021, or yeah, it was 2021 Halloween Kills. Watch those reviews if you haven't already. My name is Anthony Orwat. Thank you very much. Take care, and happy Halloween.